Welcome back, guys. If you're new to the channel, my name is Rian. Today I'm actually on my way to go play golf with some of my friends. Yeah, haven't played golf for a while, so if you don't know, well, you won't know. I am an avid golfer. I enjoy my golf. I used to take it, well, a couple of years ago I took it very serious, got down to a single digit handicap, for those of you who are interested and know what I'm talking about. So yeah, guys, let's get into today's video. Today I will be discussing whether to maintain your full service history on your car or not. Look, let me just put a disclaimer out. I am not a professional car salesman, nor do I have my own car dealership. I'm not a mechanic of some sort. Yes, I can service my own cars. I have serviced my own cars. My dad comes from a mechanical motor mech background, but I'm not involved in any car dealerships or mechanics or car service facilities whatsoever. This is my personal opinion. If you agree or disagree or would like to discuss it, leave a comment down below or hit me up on Instagram at Cars with Rian and we can chat about it. So this is my personal opinion on the matter. So yeah, I'm on my way to go play golf. So if you guys hear golf clubs rattling, I apologize. All the cars that I've owned, if you guys have watched my previous videos, you'll know what cars I've owned. I have never maintained the full service history for one single reason: to save money. It is considerably cheaper to service your car yourself. But now you need to take into consideration the money you're going to save by servicing your car yourself. You're going to lose on trading if you plan to trade in your car. So I've reached out to a car salesman that works at a dealership and I have asked him the question: what difference does it make on your trading value if you do not have full service history? And this gentleman's answer was, so they take a look at the car. Firstly, it depends on what car it is, how old the car is. Then they'll have a look at what service did it miss, how many services did it miss. So example he gave me is, if a car missed a minor service, one minor service, they'll deduct like $5,000 off the trading price. If it's missed a major, it can go anything up to $20,000 they drop on the trading price. So it all varies on what service your car has missed, if it's got a partial history, if it's got no service history, only missed the last service, whatever the case might be. So, in my opinion, in the cars that I have owned, I have never maintained the full service history. I've always serviced my own cars. My car's never broken down on me because we know how to service cars. My dad has taught me how to service cars. We know how to do it. Anything from oil change, air filters, right up to cam belts. We've done it. We've done clutches. I've helped my dad overhaul complete motors. So we know how to do it. But the dealer doesn't see it that way. The dealer, when you trade it in, you can tell him, yeah, but I have serviced this car and. It's not in the book. Unfortunately, it doesn't count. So, on my latest car, the car I drive now, my Golf 7 GTI, I have decided to maintain the full service history. So I have serviced it. I took it in to get serviced last year at a reputable dealer who can stamp the book. For one reason: I don't want to lose their trading money when I do want to sell this car. So that's a decision I made on this car. I specifically chose it this way because I believe the GTI is more of a performance car, and that's one thing the dealers would actually look at on your trading price. So I think you actually lose more than 20, I would say. Maybe 20, and 20, well, if you look in the big picture, it doesn't sound a lot, but it makes a difference on your trading. And if you're trading on a new car, on the financing you take on it, it makes a difference. 20 grand is a lot. So I've decided to keep the full service history on this, maintain it. It's due in 3 or 4 months again. So I don't do enough kilometers currently in this car to do 15,000 kilometer services or interval, because I don't do 15,000 a year. I average about 12,000 a year. I do about 1,000 kilometers a month. So my car is currently going for annual services. So it went for 90,000 service on 87, for instance, and now it's sitting at 95,000, and it's going for its 105,000 service in a couple of months. But I reckon I would hit close to 100,000 by the time the car goes in for its service. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. What have you done? Do you maintain your car, the service history? Do you actually get the book stamped? Do you service it yourself? Because it is considerably cheaper to service it yourself. Let me put it in an example for you. This Golf 7 GTI on an inspection service, as they call it, which is oil, filter. You can have a look in your car's manual, the service book, and it will tell you what you need to do at what service. So this one breaks it down to an oil inspection every 15,000 and a major every 60,000. So the next major will be 120. So your oil inspection services in between that every 15,000, they change the oil, they change the sun plug, they do air filter, oil filter. I don't think they do petrol filter because the petrol filter sits in the tank, so they don't change it. And then there's various things they also look at. So they'll check the brake fluid, the power steering fluid, they'll top up your water coolant, they'll even flush the system if it needs to be done at that interval. Which, once again, if you look in your book, it will tell you at what interval you need to check, what, like your gearbox fluid and all that. To give you an example, the Golf 7 GTI, on its last 90,000 kilometer service, which is an oil inspection service, it was 3,300 Rand, roughly. And then they only do oil and filters, which is quite expensive. Look, the oil, it's an expensive oil. They currently have vigs in here, so the oil is about 900 bucks on its own. The filters and all that's not that expensive. So if I had to service the car myself, it'll probably cost me half the price. You're looking at 1,600, 1,800 if you want to service it yourself. But I think in the time that you drive the car, and if you go do the math, the money you're going to lose is going to be more than the money you'll be saving by servicing the car yourself. If I lose 20 to 30 grand on trading on this car, I won't save 20 grand in services. I just don't drive the car enough. The car doesn't get serviced enough for me, for that to be an option. For instance, if I did 10 to 15,000 kilometers a month, which I know you guys think that sounds a lot. I'm probably sure there's some of you that do that. Like my father-in-law, he does 10 to 12,000 a month. His bakkie, he's got a Ranger, company bakkie, gets serviced monthly because it's 10,000 interval. So if I did that type of kilometers and I could save money like that every time by doing the service myself, maybe it would justify not maintaining a full service history and saving that money. Sorry, I'm just looking down at the GPS, make sure I know where I'm going. It doesn't justify in my scenario. But if you have a different opinion and you feel that I've done the math wrong, please reach out to me and we can discuss it, we can chat about it. I'm curious to see what you guys think about this topic, because I know of a lot of people that service the cars themselves, and also there's a lot of people that take the cars into be serviced, because a lot of people have got 2 left hands or 10 thumbs, or whatever you want to call it. They just don't have that knowledge to service cars themselves. Luckily I have that knowledge, I can do services. And another thing which I'm thinking about now, when my car was in for a service, it was due for brake pads. So they quoted me, I think, 2.5 to do the front brake pads, which I think is very expensive. So what I did is I went down to my local Goldwagen, I gave them my VIN number, they pulled the exact pads for me, front brake pads. So I recently bought a rear set as well because I need to do the rear set. And me and my dad changed it ourselves because he's got the tools and he's got the know-how. To change brake pads is not rocket science, guys. It's very easy. You go look up some YouTube videos. It is very quick. It takes you, if you have the right tools, half an hour. Only problem is you need the spline sockets. Not everyone's got spline sockets. Luckily my dad has got. So we could do that ourselves. So the brake pads, I believe, cost like $800. So there you're saving close to $1,000 by doing it yourself. And brakes are not, there's no record of the brake services in your book. It doesn't affect the value of the car. As long as your brakes are maintained, you're good to go. You're golden. The only flop with this car is to do the rear brake pads, you need a tool, because it's got the electronic handbrake or electric handbrake. You need the tool to actually let the handbrake release so you can change the rear brakes. You can get the caliper out. Well, I think it's not the problem getting it out, it's getting it back, because your caliper needs to open bigger when you put the new brake pads in. So that I weighed up. It was 2.5 to get it done through a service dealership or a service place. I bought a VAGCOM cable for $800 and I bought brake pads for $600. So that puts me at $1,004, and then I do the labor myself. So that adds up. That I can do myself. It's not, then it's easy. Then I don't need to spend that extra money, and I save money. So on brakes, yes, 100%. You can save a lot of money by doing brakes yourself. But yeah, so I'm interested to see what you guys think of this topic. I know there'll be a lot of discussion around it, what you guys think. So yeah, please let me know. I'm almost at the golf course. Okay guys, this has been a fun talk. Please take some time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you like the content, please comment down below. And as always, I will catch you in the next one.